Hey there, Sherry G. Welcome to my channel, where everything is of my opinion and the opinion of those who comment in the comment section. It's alleged, it's for entertainment and learning purposes only. With that said, today is a beautiful day here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Texas. And, we just had like a lot of ice and everything lately. And today is really pretty. So I decided to come sit outside and do my commentary while listening to the waterfalls in my pool. And that thing back there needs to come down. So yeah, I'm going to have to get on the mister about that because it's annoying me. It's driving my, it's getting to me. I need him to take it down now. It's just been up there too long. All of the construction in our yard is done. So, at least right now. So that needs to go. Needs to go. Serves no purpose. Anyway, as it pertains to Love and Marriage Huntsville, I was sitting this morning and doing a little research because I'm really curious. I'm curious about all of the cast members, but I'm especially curious about the Scotts. So now that the comeback group is no more, I'm like, well, what are they really going to be doing? And what are we potentially going to see from them regarding business in season 6? So I decided, while I have some time, let me go ahead and do a little bit of research. Coincidentally, I was already doing some research on Maurice and Kimmy, and one of my subscribers tapped me on the shoulder and gave me a little bit of more information regarding Tisha and Marsau. So anyway, I'm going to start with Kimmy and Maurice. So I went back to Instagram and I was looking at, a recent post where they posted that they were in partnership with, see, I have it written here. So they posted that they were in partnership with the Hawes Law Firm. And Tiffany Hawes is like the CEO of the Hawes Law Firm. And this law firm actually hails out of, I don't know if I'm going to say this right. I think it's Sawney, Georgia. But anyway, this law firm is in Georgia. And they specialize in real estate closings. So I thought that was interesting because I know that Kimmy and Maurice were alluding to opening up their own title company. So I did some research because here in Texas, we don't necessarily use closing attorneys. We use what are called title companies because all of the forms and everything that are needed to do the closing, they're promulgated. So we don't have to have attorneys draw those papers up, not unless our clients, and I am pursuing my real estate degree, certificate, I'm sorry, license. But anyway, not unless the client specifically says that they want certain paperwork drawn up by an attorney. So other than that, there's no need for us to get an attorney to participate in the closing. The title company does everything. They do the title search. They do all of that, prepare all of the paperwork and everything. So I was a little bit curious as well, what does a real estate attorney do in other states? So majority of the other states, you do have to have a closing attorney. And so they're the ones, they do the same thing that the title company does here in Texas. They do all of the title search, prepare all the paperwork, etc., etc. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I thought Kimmy and Maurice were going to be opening their own title company. But it looks like they're going to actually be using this closing attorney by the name of Tiffany Hawes. And somehow, some way, they'll be partnering with her. And they didn't actually come out and say that, but they did the post and they never really said how they're going to be partnering with her. So then I went over to United Legal Team LLC because that's where Maurice is a partner with a gentleman by the name of Aluko Collins. He's an attorney and they work together. And I thought, well, is Maurice a real estate attorney? So I looked over there and, well, according to the website, he isn't. But they do specialize in personal injury law and credit repair law. So to me, it seems like they're going to be bringing the clients over to Tiffany to do the closings. I don't know. Maybe after they get their credit repair done. I don't know. And see, that's the thing about the Scots. They don't really, they're not forthcoming. You know, like they'll give you something and make it look like it's something that it's not. That's my opinion, right? And that's the whole thing, that's the reason why I wanted to research them, because I'm like, what's really going on with them now that they don't have the comeback group. And allegedly, Credit One has a lot going on as far as dissatisfied customers. And again, I say allegedly, and some issues with people reporting them to the Better Business Bureau. Now, when I did my research on Credit One, I think their ratings were not bad. They were just like 4 point something. But in my mind, you know what? You can get people to go and write reviews for you and build it up. Again, this is all alleged. This is just me speculating. This is just my opinion, because it's just something a little bit iffy with the Scots. Like, something's just not all the way right in my mind. And I could be totally wrong, but I just feel like something's off. Like, they give you something, but they just don't really give you everything. They don't really tell the truth. For instance, in this case, with the title company thing, like, we're going to be partnering, we're going to be bringing her to business, she's going to be doing the closing, because from all of the information that I have, neither Kimmy nor Maurice are in position to actually do the closing themselves. So I don't know. And Tiffany Hawes owns her own real estate closing company. So anyway, that's Kimmy and Maurice. Now, Marsau and Tisha. So allegedly, they are not the sole owners of Black, but they keep propositioning themselves as they are. And everything that they do happens at Black because it's probably free, right? Free is always cheaper than going somewhere and spending money. So I'm not hating them for that. I'm just saying. It's just everything happens at Black. So that's convenient. But kudos to them. But again, if it is true that this is not, you're not the sole owners, then tell that. I mean, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We're here for the truth. So, I don't know. Allegedly, they're not the sole owners, but the fraternity brothers actually, his frat group, they actually own Black together. That's not a bad thing. Just give it to us the way it really is. So, because of that, I was really curious about them too. And he posted a picture, and Carlos King actually commented in the comment section below his post on Instagram. He posted a picture saying that, you know, there's a Fairfield Inn & Suites that's going to be built. Fairfield Inn & Suites by Marriott. So this. And Carlos said you'll be hearing more about that in season 6. So I'm like, wow, that's great. And then my mind was like, so are they going to be owning this hotel? Or are they the construction company that's building this hotel? Because if you slid through the pictures, then you see the excavators actually doing the dig, you know, on the property. But that's when one of my subscribers tapped me on my shoulder and she said you should look further into that hotel. So I went over to Madison County. I didn't drive over there. I just did a little Google search, Madison County, and I looked the information up. And let's see. I didn't write it down, did I? It's pretty interesting, the things you can find with just doing a little Google search. And, you know, curiosity mind, curious minds wants to know. So, according to what I found, it says that Corporate Office Properties Trust and Redstone Gateway have announced construction of a new Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott. This 150-room hotel is scheduled to be completed in the summer of 2023. The developer in this the developer is the Huntsville-based firm Doradus Partners, or Doradus Partners, Doradus. Fairfield Inn and Suites will be the second hotel at Redstone Gateway, joining the 120-room Town Place Suites by Marriott. So, they're not going to be owners of this hotel. Scratches that, right? And it doesn't seem like their construction company is Scope Construction Company is actually the major construction company. But if you look at the picture and everybody commenting and Carlos King saying you're going to be hearing more of this in season 6, you would think so. But they're probably just subcontracting. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, maybe they're the ones that do the dig. Because if you recall, if you go back to Marsau's Instagram, you'll see that they're at what's supposed to be Scott Manor, and there's excavators digging and pulling out all the rock from the property. So, I'm thinking maybe he's subcontracted out to do, just the dig work, but it just doesn't look like everything's on the up and up, like Scott's put it out there. So, and the fact that someone from Huntsville would tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, you need to check this out. It's not what it seems to be. Well, I think she's from Huntsville. But anyway, maybe she was just like me and she did her research too. So it's that. And then, they do own, according to the Madison County records, Marsau and Tisha do own 9.5 acres of land. And they got that like at a reasonably cheap price. So I would assume, again, this is my opinion, and allegedly, I would assume that's the property that Scott Manor is going to be built on. Boy, they got that 9.5 acres at a great deal. You're not going to find land like that here in Texas at all. Not that cheap, but maybe that explains why they got all that rock and stone that they got to dig through. I don't know. Don't really know that much about property in Huntsville. But it's just really interesting. That's all I got for you. Until the next time. Oh, before I forget, if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell, because I will be back. Until then, ciao.